Hello, just make sure your audio's included.
Yep.
Excellent, we're good to go. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Fraser McKenzie here, and welcome to round 3 of the XRL Championship for the X1 division. It is China this evening. We were going to be at Vietnam last week, but we did a tribute evening to mark 1 year since Antoine Hubert was killed in the Formula 2 feature race in Belgium last year. But here we are in China, and with me in the commentary box this evening, filling in for Mr. Matt Anderson, is Mr. Jack Smith. Jack, welcome along this evening.
Hello. Yeah, it's good to be in the comms box with you, Kenzie, and hopefully it's as an exciting race as we just seen.
Yeah, if you guys haven't watched it yet, oh my word, the Italian Grand Prix today. Nobody would have predicted that podium, I'll say that much.
Can I just say something? I predicted Hamilton not to win the race.
Well, there's that. But I mean, I will say this. The red flag, safety cars, and Hamilton stop-go penalty were the contributing factors and game changers for the race.
Yeah, 100%.
But nevertheless, we'll talk about this weekend in the world of Formula One as qualifying goes on. But let's just quickly run through the roster for this evening. We have got Tamer, modelling himself after Michael Schumacher. We've got Fiend, Ollie, Jaleb. It's his birthday tomorrow, so happy birthday to him for tomorrow from all of us here at the XRL. Anderson and we've got Anderson and Danny for Red Bull. McLaren, you've got Path and Nilsson. Colossal Brush and Lopez. The boss, as of today, is back in X1. The boss is back in the top. Who'd have thought we'd see that happen this season? We've also got Venom and Hurricane for AlphaTauri. Racing Point, you've got Cyclone and Penku. Asmo also modelling himself after Michael Schumacher. Ledger for Alfa Romeo. Haas, Zach and Wallington, the dynamic duo there. And Masterplane and JBL.
And
so that's your lineup.
We've just been given the signal to go as well.
We've
Sorry
been given the signal. That's okay. I just finished going through the lineup there. So here we go, folks. We are ready to go for qualifying. So, just a couple of things to inform you guys of. Colossal Brush is going to be serving a qualifying ban for blocking someone during a hot lap, and also unsafely rejoining the track. In the championship standings, this is gonna. Listen, now bearing in mind we haven't done a race in a couple of weeks, so bear with us. This is as of the Bahrain Grand Prix 2 weeks ago. In the Drivers' Championship, it is Path, believe it or not, that is at the top with 40 points. We've got Sack with 33, Ultimate with 30, Cyclone with 28, Nilsson with 19, Waddington with 18, Masterplane with 12, Ratcats with 10, JBL with 9, and Ollie with 5. And they are the only drivers that have scored points this season in X1 so far. In the Constructors' Championship, you've got, lo and behold, you've got McLaren at the top of the standings with 59 points, Haas with 51, Ferrari with 35, Racing Point with 28, Williams with 21, Alfa Romeo with 12, and Red Bull and Mercedes both tied on 2 points, but Red Bull are ahead because they've got better race results, I would imagine. And you've got Renault and AlphaTauri both yet to score. So that's how the standings look for this evening, heading into round 3, and it looks like Waddington has got some technical issues.
Yeah, let's hope he can get into the race and qualifying. He is, well, he was the main man last year until last few races.
Indeed, he went into season 2 last season as the defending champion, and there we go. Oh, I think he's got it now. And we've gone back to everyone with the spinning circle of doom. Oh, yeah. There we go. Mm-hmm. There we go. We're ready to go. So while qualifying is getting itself underway, folks, let's talk for a bit about the Italian Grand Prix this weekend. I mean, qualifying on Saturday, who'd have thought we'd see one of the Ferraris not even make it out of Q1?
Yeah, that. As one of my mates put it a few days ago, if it was a football team, Benotto would have been out by now.
Yeah, he would have been. Yeah, he would have been released from his. He would have been released from the team long before now. But I mean, with how bad his season has been this season so far, you got to think: is he actually gonna be racing next season with how bad his morale is right now?
Yeah. True. First out on track is Sack. Sack.
Yep. Sack, the first man out on track. I was like, the way he has designed his helmet to have the colours of the German national flag. I really like how he's done that. And talking of Germans, we've got a young Mick Schumacher. He managed to win his first feature race in Formula 2 yesterday and actually got promoted to the podium earlier today in the sprint race following Dan Ticktum being unable to make it to Parc Fermé because his car ran out of fuel.
And you are saying that, and Formula 3 have just had confirmation that Liam Lawson has got a 10-second time penalty for forcing a car wide.
And this was during the race earlier today, correct?
Yeah.
We've had penalties galore, but then on to the main event, and my goodness me, it was a weekend to forget for Ferrari and the rest. Vettel with a brake failure, and Leclerc with a spectacular crash at the Parabolica. Luckily he was okay, but with how fast he went into the tyre barrier, that's what brought out the red flag.
Yeah, and if you were watching it at that stage, the car came out of the tyre barrier and kind of was like a horse and nearly hit one of the marshals, which was quite...
Goodness me!
It was like a prancing horse, as some people have said. Not one of the finest jokes.
Yeah, but on a more serious note, we're really thankful that Leclerc and the marshals that were in that area, luckily they're all okay.
Fine. Yeah.
And we have another Italian Grand Prix to look forward to next as well, in the form of Mugello.
Yeah. I think there's going to be fans for that one as well. I'm not 100% sure about that, but there's supposed to be fans there. So that might not help Ferrari's case.
Yeah, definitely. But Sack across the line, first lap of the day with a 1:30.4. That puts him fastest at the moment. He is our defending champion. He's gonna need to start pulling the results out of the bag if he's gonna have any chance of defending his championship. Path behind him with a 30.5, Ledger with a 31.0, Anderson 31.2, and the boss Lopez with a 32.1.
This session's going to be quite nice for the drivers to cool down after what the Italian Grand Prix, and will help them in the race, I'm guessing, because I'm thinking it's going to be a one-stop from soft to medium.
Yeah,
I'm
you
not,
would you would definitely think it's going to be something along those lines. It will more than likely be a one-stop. But we shall wait and see what happens. And Cyclone with a 30.3 goes fastest. He's only like a couple of hundredths ahead of Sack. But I think as far as strategy is concerned, you're probably looking at realistically mediums to hards, possibly, or maybe medium soft if you're going for a two-stop.
Oh, right. So I've got that wrong then. Yeah, it's gonna be a nice race. It's not gonna. I don't think it's gonna be as eventful as the Italian Grand Prix, but you never know.
Absolutely. To quote Murray Walker, anything can happen in Formula One, and it usually does. And the Italian Grand Prix today was just a perfect example of that.
Yeah.
Because I mean that climax, Sainz trying to chase down Gasly for that win. I think everybody was on the edge of their seat thinking, is it gonna be Sainz? Is it gonna be Gasly?
I was certainly on the edge of my seat. And he was in the slipstream at one stage, and it looked like he was going to do it, but it wasn't to be.
I even said on the Discord server that one more lap and Sainz would have got him.
Oh yeah, 100%. And it must be not an event. Must be quite emotional for Gasly as well, as it's the week. Well, Monday was the year after Anton Hubert died, and he's won the Grand Prix straight after he's died a year after, like. So he must be emotional.
Yeah. And even, let's say, the Formula 2 Instagram account actually congratulated Gasly for his win. As Pierre Gasly, for those that have followed him for a bit longer than we have, he was the 2016 GP2 champion, and that was before it became Formula 2. I've just had the Hutch on the Twitch stream chat saying the AlphaTauri's traction out of the corners was too much for the McLarens, and it's not hard to see why, because even the commentators mentioned that the AlphaTauris do have great traction out of the corners. Warrington comes across the line with a 30.6, puts him 5th. It's just Asmo, Venom, and JBL that are yet to set a lap time.
Asmo's out on track and he's on a flying lap. I don't know if he's gonna go purple. He hasn't. So. Oh, and he's just
he's just got. That's really unlucky there. But he's still going to persevere. He's still going to power through. We're not sure what the weather forecast is like at the moment, but I'm sure we'll be able to get someone to give us the forecast. Because during season 1 it was Zola, Michael Booker. He was giving us the weather forecast for the race before qualifying started.
I mean, no. And nobody's put in the Discord chat, so that's a strange one.
So I guess we're just gonna be playing it by ear at this point.
Yeah.
And Asmo across the line, 33.5.
Our dry race, we've just been informed. It's a dry race.
Yeah,
That's
dry race.
fun.
Craved 101, a dry race. Thanks very much for that.
I was
got Venom
hoping
and
for a bit
JBL.
of a wet race.
Yeah, you and me both. But a couple of safety cars and maybe a shock retirement or two could potentially change the course of the race. Gumbo saying, is Cookie in this race? I believe Cookie is actually in X3, correct?
I'll have a look now. Yeah, Cookie's in X3.
Yeah. So it looks like we've got Gumbo wanting to watch Cookie. It's extreme _ racing _ league. If you want to watch the X3 race, which is happening at the same time as us, because this is the system we've got this year. Now we've got X1 and X3 happening at the same time, 5 p.m. UK time. And we've also got the X2 at 8 p.m. and the PC tier for the first time in XRL.
And the Dev League on Saturday. I don't know.
5 p.m.
Yeah,
Yes, we've got the Dev League. We've got the Dev League on Saturdays as well to see the next generation of XRL racers climbing through the ranks to try and get a slot on the XRL roster.
Yeah. Ooh.
So we've just had JBL come across the line, and wow, that's a very quick lap. That's a very quick lap for him. A 30.497. That puts him 4th. He'll be very happy with that, given the fact that it's his home race.
Yeah. I think he will be happy with that. And who knows, we might have another shock in X1 as we did in X2 in Bahrain for me getting into Q3. But
Indeed.
time will only tell.
Absolutely, especially with the fact that these cars are equal performance, so it's going to be down to driver ability and their setups as well.
Yeah. Venom went purple in the second sector. I don't know what he done in the first. But let's see what time he puts in.
He's coming across the line, 32.0. He doesn't quite get out of the He doesn't quite make it out of the drop zone at the moment. So it's Venom, Fiend, J-Lab, and Asmo that are in danger of being eliminated. So Brush is already eliminated because he's serving a qualifying ban.
Drivers are retiring now because they don't think they'll get knocked out, I'm guessing. So let's hope we got some good laps on our hands here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be too surprised if towards the tail end of Q3 we end up seeing times go into the 129s.
Yeah, probably we will. And we might even get one or two in Q2 doing 129s. But,
Of course, that all
we
depends
might.
on what tyres they're going to go on.
Yeah. I didn't think about that.
Yeah.
This is going to be a good race, I reckon, because the times which are showing there, they don't look too far apart. The top four.
Yeah. Top four separated by the top 10 are separated by less than a second.
Yeah, I didn't even see. Yeah, that's gonna be. This is gonna be a good race, I reckon. With the top 10. This might be a good first race for me as a commentator. Instead of actually racing.
We've got we'll say Danny doesn't look like he's going to be able to get back out for another lap, which could put him in danger. He's only 400ths ahead of the drop zone. It looks like he's more than likely going to be eliminated here.
Yeah, he's in danger. But there's a few faster below him, and they might have made a mistake on their hot lap and just ease it through that corner or even the straight and just get him on that. So
yeah, and Danny's retired from the session. Is that going to pay off for him?
I think it will, because there's yes, Fiend has just gone into the pits, which is...
Yeah, that means Fiend's going to be out.
Asmo does not look like he's going to improve on his... I don't know. I haven't done this a lap round here other than time trial for a while because I've done a 100% race. So
Yeah, Asmo doesn't have much ERS to get round the lap,
yeah,
so it is going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Let's say the Fiend's in the pits, so he's out. Checkered flag's out for this part of qualifying.
I think Danny's done it. Other than if Venom gets a lap done here, there's one person Venom and Danny are fighting, and Venom's the only one out, so...
Oh, he's 2/10 up in the first sector. So Danny could be in trouble here. Oh, and Venom's dropped to 10th. He's dropped a bit of time. This could be crucial for Venom. He's going to need to give it everything he's got for this lap. Otherwise, he's out.
This is going to be crucial to where he starts and how he starts. He's
We've only
coming
got
on the
one corner
last
to go.
one. DRS wide open.
Is he going to
And he
make
does
it? He
it.
does! He knocks Danny out! So it's Danny, Fiend, Asmo, Jaleb, and Colossal Brush that are out of Q1.
This is interesting now. It's the interesting part of qualifying. Who does what and what does do? That makes no sense, but it did in my brain.
Yeah. I say we do have those occasions where we're just like, wait, hang on, what I just said makes no sense whatsoever.
Yeah. If I was the top 10, I would not be putting on those medium tyres. It's separated by that much. I don't think that's gonna stick.
Yeah, absolutely, because you're gonna be lucky if you do manage to get into Q3 if you go onto mediums and everybody else is on softs.
So, it's gonna be a good one, but who starts on the mediums and who starts on the softs?
Absolutely, it's going to be interesting to see the strategies play out. So here we go, strategy time for Q2. We lose the slowest 5 here again, and on top of that, the top 10 who get through to the shootout will start the race on the tyres they set their fastest lap on. It's gonna be interesting to see what strategies everybody goes for. Looks like it's an even split right now as far as who is starting on what tyre. Anderson first out, and he's going on to the mediums for his first lap. Ledger on softs, Hurricane on softs, Venom on mediums. So for those watching on the stream right now, we want to get your thoughts on the Italian Grand Prix today. What did you think of the race, guys?
Yeah, I think I'm not 100% sure, but not everyone is out. On my screen for a second, it said everyone was on an outlap and everyone was on softs. I knew that was wrong. So, my timing screen just playing a few tricks with me. Okay, Codemasters. Don't want any more of
Codemaster.
that.
Codemaster's at its finest. What can we say? But yeah, the Hutch in the stream chat saying thought it was going to be a ball fest. Well, I mean, given the fact that at one point Hamilton was increasing his lead by about a second a lap, and then the Hutch says thought it was going to be a ball fest, but turned out to be pretty exciting. And Liam saying bring in reverse grid, 10 times better action. Even the commentator said, yeah, we want to have reverse grids. That's going to make things a lot more exciting. I mean, dare I say, I'm on board with that.
I think we should do what F2 do. Have a featured race and a sprint race.
Yeah, a feature race on the Saturday to determine and then whatever the order is for that feature race, just reverse the entire grid completely for the sprint race. Okay, yep, okay, I'm sold. I'm sold on that idea.
Because I think every time I've watched an F2 race and then gone to the F1 race, I'm like, no,
the F2 was better than the F1.
Yeah.
It's not the first time we've seen that happen this season.
No, that is true. And one of the things I kind of want to see in F1, but I know it will never happen, is equal cars. Like the F2.
Well, when the 2022 regulations come into play, we could be edging closer to that. I mean, yes, the teams are still going to have different engines, but as far as the development of the cars is concerned, for 2022, they're only going to have a budget of $145 million, which should help close the gap quite significantly.
But then will we see customer teams do a racing point this year and go with a slightly better car than the works team from last year? From the year before even. We could see that happening.
Yeah, that could definitely be very interesting if that does play out. Liam also mentioned it. Liam also mentioned in the stream chat saying it's clear the Mercs run. It's clear the Mercs ran a little higher downforce to run a Ball Fest 1 and 2. Well, turns out Bottas couldn't even get close to second place at one point.
Yeah.
And Pat's gone Spinella. Pat's gone Spinella through the SE. Pat did it. Oh no, it was Nilsson. My mistake. My mistake. I say Nilsson. Pat's in the pits, but he's just coming out.
Yeah.
I don't know. I say, but Nilsson just did a full 360 Spinella and somehow kept himself out of the wall.
Oh. And he's just gone purple in the second sector.
Well, he hasn't. Well, in the grand scheme of things, he hasn't set a lap yet.
Which means it's the fastest second sector.
Well, it'll be his fastest second sector.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because like I say, he hasn't actually set a lap time yet.
That makes sense.
And he's actually abandoned. He's actually abandoned this lap.
Yeah.
Now, is he going to go into the pits?
No.
Or is he going to have another crack? Oh, he's going for another crack. That's actually right on board with him for this lap.
Okay.
The Shanghai hosted its first race back in 2004. and it's been a firm fixture of the calendar since then. Sack staying wisely out of the way. Liam in the stream chat saying as well, teams are aiming for 10% more downforce per team, apparently. And next year might bring more downforce and lower wings.
That will be interesting. And
indeed.
Hopefully,
especially when it comes to track, especially when it comes to tracks like Monaco, Singapore, those that need the downforce to get around the corners very quickly.
Yeah. And hopefully we see a good race on the outer circuit in Bahrain, and the FIA might think about running it yearly, maybe, but I don't think they will.
It would be interesting because it would mean that for the first time in like years, decades even, that we're gonna get sub 60-second lap times.
Yeah.
And Nilsson comes across the line of 31.4, which puts him fastest at the moment. So at the moment it's Nilsson, Waddington, Hurricane, Masterplane, Ollie, and Lopez, Anderson, Venom, and Tamer. They've set lap times. JBL goes fastest. Wow! How's about that?
And he's on mediums.
31.321.
This is gonna be good.
He's gonna be brimming from ear to ear like a Cheshire cat at this point. So at the moment, Tamer, Sack, Path, Cyclone, and Penku all yet to set a lap time. You see Sack there having a quick glance over to the McLaren, and oh, we've got another spin. It's one of the racing points. I think it was Cyclone. Nevertheless, Sack comes across the line, and it was Penku, and he was on a hot lap as well. And Sack with a 1:30.055. Venom responds with a 30.7. And because Anderson's retired from the session, that means he's out. Anderson's out of qualifying. And Path! I said it! It's when, not if. Path gets into the 29s. Anderson will be kicking himself over that one.
Yes, he will.
I mean, if that was me, I would have said screw it and put on a set of softs just to ensure I get into the top 10 shootout.
And Planku's coming in the pits. Thought he was going to.
I think he's going to be going. I think he's going to be going for a set of softs for his lap.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that. I'm not thinking today.
JBL's retired from the session. He's happy with his time.
I would be as well.
I mean that time on mediums, yeah, I'd be thinking, yeah, I'm comfortable with this time. And Warrington's retired as well, so it's going to be interesting to see if they can get through to the top 10 shootout, saving themselves a spare set of softs for the shootout.
And Cyclone wants the. Yes, he's got his wish, I reckon. He is storming down this back straight.
Yeah,
Like a
one of the
man on
longest
fire.
straights. One of the longest straights on the calendar.
One more turn. DRS wide open.
And he's in fourth!
Oh.
Phenomenal lap from him.
That is good. The boss is out. What can he do? Sets a purple sector 2.
Yeah, he's about half a second quicker than... Oh, he's lost it! He will have time for another lap, though. But that's the sort of mistake he really could have done without. He will have time for another lap.
Yeah.
He only needs a couple of tenths, if that, to get into the shootout on his X1 return.
Yeah. Let's hope he can do it.
That's two spin outs we've seen today. One from Nilsson and one from the boss.
I'm playing Goo.
Make that 3.
He's up on his time. The boss is up on his time.
That's good.
Needs to get a bit more though if he wants to get into the Q3 shootout.
Master Plane's in the drop zone. Tamer's in danger as well. What he can do, he's 3 tenths up.
Oh, nearly.
He wasn't making that mistake twice. Onto the back straight now. Here we go.
DRS wide open. Last corner. DRS
He gets
wide
through
open
cleanly.
again.
Is he gonna get there? Oh,
Ooh.
he just gets through for now. But here comes Lewis. He's up on his time. Is he gonna get through? And he knocks the boss out. Master Plane's knocked the boss out. And Tamer's abandoned his lap. He's out. Ollie's in danger.
And Planku's gone
But he's
up to
gotta
third.
Fantastic lap there from Penku. So so as it stands, JBL, Waddington and Ledger are going to be through, and they're going to be the ones starting on mediums in the top 10. Ollie's just got one corner to go now. This is going to be interesting to see how this plays out. Is he going to get through? He does. He goes into 5th. Ledger's out. And Hurricane goes into 3rd. So we've got Path, Sack, Penku, Venom, Ollie, Cyclone, JBL, Nilsson, and Waddington all through to the top 10 shootout.
There's 3 starting on softs as well. Mediums.
JBL, Nilsson, and Waddington will all be starting on mediums. They're going to be at an advantage heading into the race. They'll be able to go longer on their first stint. My goodness me. But I think the important thing for Lopez is that he'll be happy that he has managed to get through, that he managed to get into Q2.
Yeah.
So let's just recap what happened there. We've got Path, Sack, Hurricane, Penku, Venom, Ollie, Cyclone, JBL, Nilsson, and Waddington. That's your top 10 heading into the shootout. Ledger, Masterplane, Lopez, Tamer, and Anderson are all out, but they will have free choice of tyre. Liam in the stream chat saying the softs will go off after 5 laps.
Oh.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those cases where, yeah, the soft tyres do not last long.
Well, I would not be starting on softs if that was the case.
Yeah, that definitely wouldn't be me. Which would, and you got to think it'll be someone like Nilsson, Waddington, or JBL. You got to think it'll be one of them that will be in charge of the race after the first 3 or 4 laps, once the softs start to wear off.
But
nevertheless, it is shootout time. Here we go.
Sacks are first.
Yep, Sack and the 2 Racing Point, Cyclone and Penku.
Will they?
First guys out for Q3. Ollie and the 2 McLarens of Path and Nilsson.
Will the Racing Points give each other a tow down the back straight?
That is a very interesting... That is an interesting point now you mention that. So, we've got...
And will the McLarens do it as well?
I mean, it's a very interesting call there. Now that you've mentioned that, I wouldn't be too surprised if that were the case. But the driver that got pole position last season here in China was Nilsson, and it was Masterplane that actually won the race.
Well, Sack hasn't taken very nicely to the bollard on the last turn. He's just put that in the gravel trap.
Not what he would have wanted. Front left tyre will be far off, 20% tyre away from the start, and that just backs up the point that that those tyres are not good. That the soft tyres are not going to last long round here.
Sack just got a tow.
That's it. That's interesting. That's interesting. Is it going to pay off? Let's see what he's going to pull out of the bag. And he still can't hit the 130s. Still can't hit the 129s. But still, that's a very respectable lap time for Sack. Penku, 31.3. And Sack
So-
just getting out of the way. Sack just getting out of the way of Wallington and Nilsson. Here we go. Nilsson 29.8.
Half in the pits. You abandon his lap. Venom.
That's interesting.
Oh, Venom had a kick of oversteer there.
Manages to keep it on track though. But you got to think he will have lost a little bit of time.
Yeah. You will have lost a little bit of time. Not that much, but you will have lost a little bit.
Oh, he's invalidated and he's spun it and he's in the wall! Oh! Chain reaction there, folks. Invalidated the lap, spun it, and he's in the wall. Oh!
I think he hit the curb and he just had it.
I think he just took a
Massive
bit
oversteer.
too much. I think he just took a bit too much curb there. Just a bit too much curb, and that's the end result.
Yes.
JBL comes down the final corner now. What's his time going to be? 30.526 puts him fourth. So it's Nilsson, Sack, Waddington, JBL, Ollie, Cyclone, Penku, Hurricane, and Path. That's... and Venom. That's your top 10 at the moment. Path, the only driver not to set a lap time. Venom with that massive crash. Luckily, he's okay. JBL with a little bit of understeer, oversteer even. Understeers went... I need to learn the difference between understeer and oversteer. Understeer is when you're unable to turn into the corner. Oversteer is when the back end steps out. I need to learn the difference between the two.
It's very interesting that Ollie has gone out on softs that are 2 laps old. That is very interesting.
Oh, he's out of fuel.
Yeah, and that.
He went for 1 lap too many.
How's you, Ollie? End up. Yeah, there we go. You might be a little bit faster if you open the DRS.
Yeah, just a smidge. 101, 102. He managed to tick over it to 102. He's not going to have much time to get into the pits, change his tyres, and go for 1 last blistering lap.
And if you speed in the pit lane now, there is something wrong.
That would be embarrassing.
But he didn't.
Luckily, he avoids that.
Yes, Planku is on an up lap. I thought my timing screen went mental again.
Everyone's starting to come out now for 1 last crack at pole.
The McLarens
Wilson
have
gonna
come
make
out again, together.
I will not be surprised if... Oh, I wouldn't be too surprised. But
Ah.
I think Path is gonna let Nilsson get ahead, so that Path can get a toe
Yes, he
down the back
has.
straight.
I think they've just planned this, and they've gone for Nilsson's first lap, and the first lap for both of them, and then strapped on a new set of softs for both of them, and going for a lap with new softs and Path's lap. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, and that could very well guarantee an all McLaren front row for the race.
Yeah, I think so. The Path has just gone away.
Path actually slowed down to let Nilsson through.
Maybe they're catching each other and he's getting a lot of dirty air through the corners. Maybe.
Who knows? But nevertheless, who is going to get pole position?
My money's on Path. I reckon he's going to do it.
I wouldn't be too surprised if it... Well, like I said, I wouldn't be too surprised if it was one of the McLarens. Nilsson will be chasing back-to-back China poles, whereas Path will be chasing his first XRL, his first X1 pole of his career.
He did just get a kick of over. Well, his back end did step out quite a lot. Well, not a lot, but a bit. Would have lost a little bit of time.
It will be interesting. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out. And Sack, Sack, here we go. 29.7 for Sack. How's Nilsson going to respond? What's he going to pull out of the bag? 29.769. What's Path going to pull out of the bag? 32.1, nothing spectacular.
Path, come on.
But Sack Sack denied by Nilsson by less than 0.02 of a second. And JBL comes across in third with a 29.8.
And from starting at... Go on.
He's the fourth man in all of qualifying to get into the 29s today. Path, Sack, Nilsson, and now JBL to that list. Penku gets a 30.5. He improves on his time, but not on his position.
And from a man who has started at the back of races and once at the front, it is better to start at the front in these sort of races to actually get your strategy done and not get that much traffic. So it is going to be an interesting race.
Absolutely, bit of a look up there from Path. Comes around the final corner now. And across the line! Ooh, 30.1.
He did get
Saxon validated his lap. JBL not on a hot lap. Cyclone the only man. So that's it. It's back-to-back pole positions for Philip Nilsson in China.
Well done to him. That is
his second pole of the season. So it's Nilsson, Sack, JBL, Waddington, Path, Ollie, Cyclone, Hurricane, Penku, and Venom. That's your top 10 for the Chinese Grand Prix.
And now the 5-minute break.
Yep. And Beard Boost, he's one of our X1 drivers, said he would have liked to have seen Philip slow down to give Path the toe.
Yeah.
That would have been ideal, but what else can you do, really? But like you said, on to the 5-minute break. So, comfort breaks, restock beverages. We're going to be in for another classic.
There's not much time between the top 3. This is going to be an exciting race.
Less than a tenth separating the top 3. And when you have drivers as close as that in qualifying, that's when you know you're in for a barnstormer.
We could get a repeat of the Italian Grand Prix, where
Who knows?
it's drama right to the last. Except from the first 27 laps, that is.
That's true.
Well, lap
So
one
nevertheless,
wasn't that bad.
Yeah, well, that's true. But nevertheless, here we go. It is round 3 of Season 3 for the X1 division of the Extreme Racing League, sponsored by CD Keys and ANS 3D. We are at the Shanghai International Circuit here in China. It's the 3rd largest country in the world by territory, and interestingly, it's China that claims to be the home of Mount Everest. And we've got 56 ethnic groups in China as well, believe it or not, so very diverse country. And this track was also the home of the first ever victories for Red Bull in 2009 and Nico Rosberg in 2012. Lewis Hamilton in 2007 was the only time the pole sitter failed to finish a race here in China. Could we see a repeat of that today? Lewis also holds 6 victories at this track, more than any other driver. And it's a fantastic circuit. 3.38 miles, 2 DRS zones, 16 corners to negotiate, 7 to the left and 9 to the right. Some of the action zones to look out for, of course, the run down to turn 1. Sebastian Vettel and Kimi Raikkonen during that. It was a fantastic scrap there. Another fantastic battle was Vettel and Ricciardo through turn 6. Ricciardo sending it. And of course, the collision between Vettel and Verstappen at turn 14 in 2018. The 3 tyre compounds we have are the C4, the C3 and the C2 for the softs, mediums and hards. 22 to 23 seconds to make your pit stop round this track to maintain position on track. So here's the starting grid then for this race today. Philip Nielsen, his 2nd pole of the season, and it's back-to-back poles in China for him. Zach, our defending champion, alongside him on the front row. JBL will be very satisfied with his qualifying performance for his home race in 3rd. And he's got former X1 champion Wellington alongside him in 4th. Then you've got Path in 5th, Ollie in 6th. Cyclone, he'll be happy with that in the Racing Point in 7th. Hurricane in 8th. Penku in 9th. And Venom, despite that crash in Q3, he rounds up the top 10. Then you've got Ledger in 11th. And you've got Master Plane, who was runner-up in X1 back in Season 1 in 12th. You've got the Boss, his first race back in X1, 13th on the grid, and 14th is Tamer alongside him. Anderson, he'll be a man on a mission to make up for the mistake he made in qualifying in 15th, and he's got his teammate Danny alongside him in 16th. Then you've got the Fiend, Asmo in 17th and 18th, and rounding up the grid, you've got Jaleb and Colossal Brush, who served a qualifying ban. Beard Boost saying in the stream chat, Sack to win with his blistering race pace. He's not wrong. He's not wrong about his race pace.
Can I just say something, Kenzie? How do you remember
sure.
all those action zones and stuff like that?
It's called taking notes before each race.
Okay.
Yeah, let's say it's just a case of taking the action points that the actual F1 race does, and then just taking it from there.
Ah, right. Even if I had taken notes, I still wouldn't have remembered to look at them. So,
Yeah, let's say it's. It's definitely something I'm getting used to doing for these pre-race build-ups. That I've got the F1 theme in the background for the race build-up to generate the excitement, build the hype, just like they do on Sky Sports. Everyone's starting to ready up now.
time to take the headphones. No, there's a formation lap in there.
Of course, yes, formation lap, yes.
And
There we
then
go,
I will
predicted
be
pit.
taking... Oh, yeah.
Predicted pit stop strategies there, mediums to hards. You're looking at around about 12 to 16 laps. And then the softs as Liam was saying earlier, that the softs are not going to last long. They're going to last like 4 or 5 laps, if that. So yeah, you're definitely looking at potentially mediums to hards or softs to hards to go for the one stop, realistically. Or if you want to go for the 2 stops, soft, medium, potentially. Just depends on how long you can get the tyres to last. So we've got Nilsson, JBL, Waddington all on mediums. Everyone else in the top 10 starting on softs. Ledger on softs. Masterplane, Danny, Fiend, Colossal Brush all on mediums. And we've got Lopez, Tamer, Anderson, Asmo, and Jaleb all on hard tyres. And oh, hello, what's this, Beard Bruce? Beard Bruce, Kenzie does it better than Jim Rosenthal. Ah! Okay, going old school, Beard Boost, I see. Okay, Jim Rosenthal was the guy that did the, was the presenter for the Formula 1 on ITV until Steve Ryder took over in about 2006. Liam saying he's done 20 laps on, Liam saying he's done 20 laps on mediums, a little more, and could have done softs to mediums. I mean, it's doable if you can manage your tyres.
I would have definitely done soft to mediums. I think I could have done that.
Well, great memory to test, yeah. Yeah, Beard Boost, just for the record, I've been watching Formula 1 pretty much my entire life. Good luck testing me.
And now I
Mind you,
will take my headphones off so I don't get Uric throughout the whole race.
Jack knows my commentary style all too well at this point. So here we go, 28 laps. Here come the lights. 3, 4, 5. It's lights out, and it's race time in China! Zach already off to a blistering start. Warrington's had a great start as well. And it's going to be Haas 1-2 potentially. And Zach into the lead, just like that. Haas 1 and 2. Fantastic start there from the Haas drivers. But Nilsson still side by side with Waddington. But Waddington shuts the door. Come again another day. JBL having a look at Nilsson. Oh my word, it's been a... What on earth has happened to Nilsson? It's been a nightmare start. He started on pole and he's now down to 5th. A nightmare of a start for Nilsson. And now he's got Ollie and Venom, who are on softer tyres, right behind him as well. Meanwhile, his teammate Path getting past JBL into third. There you go. Cool as you like. And oh, that's one of the Ferraris. It's Ollie. Ollie's had an off. And he's lost an end plate. Beard boost. Haas Bombers have masterclassed the start. Indeed, they have. Ledger getting ahead of Fiend meanwhile. We've got Nilsson trying to get his way past. Ooh, careful, don't make contact. Nilsson trying to get his way past JBL, but JBL having none of it. So, the running order at the end of lap 1. Sack leads, Wellington second, Path third, JBL fourth, Nilsson fifth.
Quite a few
Nilsson
people have died into the pits.
Yep. Hurricane, Ollie, Anderson, Danny, and J-Lab, they've all gone in. And J-Lab, oh, 5-second penalty for speeding in the pit lane.
Hurricanes had to... Oh, double stack from Red Bull!
Oh, that's the sort of thing they really could have done without! That is the sort of thing they really could have done without! Oh, brutal! Red Bull double stack and a Ferrari double stack. That is the worst possible thing to happen for any team at a pit, any driver at a pit stop. If you end up double stacking and you're the one at the back.
Danny's only now just come out to the pits.
That's it. Danny and J-Lab, that's an absolute nightmare there. Front wing changes and double stacks. Can that pit stop get any worse?
I don't
No,
know
that's
why
like
there's blue flags about, but
it's.
there is.
I mean, it's showing. Ah, there we go. We're going to lap. Okay, yeah. I thought, hang on, we're on lap 3. I'm pretty sure we've already done 2 laps. But nevertheless, Sack leads, Wellington second, Path third, JBL fourth, Nilsson fifth, Ledger sixth, Venom seventh, Fiend eighth, Cyclone ninth, Penku rounding up the top 10. We're on to lap 3. DRS enabled on this lap. Bit of a lock up there from Nilsson. Colossal Brush. He's managed to get himself back into the lobby. Let's have a look at the winners and losers off the start. Let's say Nilsson Alpulsar down 4 places. But Fiend gets overtaken by Cyclone. Fiend up 8 places. What a start for him. Well, granted, you had those first lap pit stops. Hurricane losing 8 places. Ollie losing 11. And Anderson and Danny losing 3 and 4 places respectively.
This is going to be a good race.
Absolutely, and we've seen a lot of drama already. But interestingly, though, oh, there we go. There's the DRS. Here we go. Nilsson's going to have DRS. Surely he's going to get past JBL with absolute ease. Oh, careful! Don't do a Vettel Verstappen. He gets through very easily, just like that. Oh, but Nilsson trying to fight his way back.
Oh! That's the plane on the SV and ran into the gravel.
Oh, dearie me. And Penku's had to come into the pits as a result. I think Penku's had to come in. Oh, he's... It's showing up that he's doing a 2-stop. No front wing change for him. But there we go. We've got Path, meanwhile, right on the back of Waddington for second place. JBL still on the back of Nilsson for 4th place.
Okay, what?
AKA, AKA X Smish. You do know they are all AI.
There?
If they were all AI, sir, they wouldn't even be in the lobby.
That is true.
And Sack, there we go. He's into the pits, and Waddington into the lead. And there we go. Pit window open for Path now.
Venom's into the pits as well.
And Sack onto mediums. Looks like he's going for a two-stopper. The Fiend. It's very early to be coming in with his mediums.
Venom.
Oh, it's a front wing change for it's a front wing change for Fiend.
He's gone on to hards.
Yeah, he's going to be looking to get to the end of the race on those. Nilsson right on the back of his teammate though is Path. So is Path going to let Nilsson through, or are they just going to race? Because Nilsson's got JBL right behind him still. I mean, Nilsson did have everything turned up to the max. DRS open. Not quite close enough to. He's not close enough. Nilsson wasn't close enough to get ahead of Path either.
As
the Path
just
comes in.
Overtaken by Sack.
Yeah, Path's into the pits. And of course, bearing in mind, Ledger started outside the top 10. So he had 100% fresh softs at the start, and he's now up into 4th.
Yeah. I think he might be going for the mediums, soft medium.
Yeah, well, again, that all comes down to if he's good with his time management.
Yeah, that is true.
Nilsson will be looking to try. Nilsson will be trying to get past Waddington at some point, but the gap. Look at that. The gap's actually going up instead of down.
The boss is going for. No, he hasn't gone for the move at this time, but he should get easily. He should easily pass. I'm not even gonna try.
Tamer. Yeah.
Tamer.
Yeah, you gotta try and get past Tamer. Yeah, he's got the DRS. I mean, look at that. He's closing in. There he goes. Up into 6th. And he gets through with. He gets through with Ransom. Oh, hang on. Tamer side by side with him. Sack and Masterplane. Oh, someone's lost part of their front wing.
I think it's Sack. I don't know who, but I would say it was Sack.
So Lopez still has both end plates. So does Masterplane. And yeah, it is Sack. Sack's lost an end plate. My goodness me.
Whoa. Will he go into the pits though? That's the thing.
It's the sort of thing Sack really could have done without. But look at that. Tamer, Lopez, Masterplane, Sack. 4-car train for 5th place. And Sack had just. And like I said, that's the sort of thing Sack really could have done without. Sack had just put on a set of mediums after his pit stop. He's going to be absolutely livid with himself.
He might not go into the pit. Ledger's gone into the pits.
Yep, 6 laps on those 7 laps on those softs, and Sack does come in. Sack was losing too much time. He had to make the stop. He didn't have a choice.
And the racing points have changed position.
So is it gonna be softs? It's a set of hards. Hards to the end for Sack. That is gonna be a massive hammer blow for the championship.
I've just recorded an overtake because it was that good. Venom on 10th. I'm not even... Rush, I'm gonna call him. No,
Yeah. It's like, I just spotted on the Sky Sports F1 Instagram page that while Lewis Hamilton was doing his post-race interview, Gasly came up, a show of mutual respect between Gasly and Hamilton, given what happened to Hamilton earlier. Anyways, I mean, hats off to them. And Tamer and Masterplane almost essentially banging wheels.
Ooh.
But like I was saying, hats off to Gasly and Hamilton for their show of mutual respect for each other.
Yeah. At one stage when I saw Hamilton going for the move on Albon, I thought, please, do not.
Everyone was like that. We were just like, oh, here we go again. But he got past cleanly, no incidents. Still ended up with a time penalty though, but not for colliding with Albon, but for doing his pit stop while the pit lane was closed.
Yeah, and during the red flag, you went up to see the stewards. I want to know what happened in there.
Oh, that would be oh, that's interesting, Beard Boost mentioning in the stream chat. That's interesting. Gasly friend-zoning Merc to take Bottas's seat. That would be interesting.
I don't think that's going to happen because Honda have got the contract with Gasly, not... Well, Red Bull and Honda have got the... Oh! Teamer just went into the back of Masterplane.
Has that caused front wing damage? Doesn't look like it has.
I don't know.
It looks like he's okay. Yeah, he's okay. No, he has. No, he has lost an end plate. Path gets through. Calls for brush into the pits.
But as I was saying, Gasly's got the contract with Red Bull and Honda. It's just not with Red Bull. So he will stay with them until that contract's up, I would expect.
Yeah.
And will Philip Nilsson get the slipstream and...
He's not close enough to get past Waddington. Oh, bit of a lock up there. He's not close enough to get past. These two have had their fair share of battles over the course of the last season in a bit.
The path will overtake Master Plane. Will he make it stick? No. Master Plane. Oh! Bit of contact. Tripod. I don't know if he's lost. No, he hasn't.
He hasn't got any damage. But mind you, a little further back, for the last couple of points paying positions, you've got Venom, Ledger, Penku, and Cyclone all battling for the last 2 points paying positions.
Yeah. Ooh, that's interesting. Ledger has got low fuel. Warning light has come up.
Oh yeah, he's been burning through a lot of his fuel.
That is interesting.
And it's not the first time we've seen that happen. And oh, yellow flags! Colossal Brush has had it off! And that's a lot of front wing damage.
Ooh. Yes, it is.
Lopez, meanwhile, being able to get
gone.
past.
Ooh.
Oh, yeah, that's definitely. And he just made his pit stop as well. That's the sort of mistake he really could have done without.
Oh,
Nilsson.
this isn't the best.
Yeah. Yeah, Nilsson still trying to get his way past Waddington for the lead. And not sure if that was the smartest decision in the world as far as driver numbers was concerned for Colossal Brush.
No, not really.
But back to this battle for the last points paying positions. We've got
Yeah.
Ledger is right on the back of Cyclone. But what we've got to bear in mind is that Cyclone is so much faster. And Wellington and JBL into the pits. We got a pit stop race.
Rush has
We
put
got it.
on the mediums.
They should see him through to the end of the race. We could be in for a pit stop race here.
Odds?
Not quite. Not quite. But Waddington has only lost 1 position. How's about that?
Master Plane has lost quite the few and he hasn't even got into his pit box yet. He's putting on the...
Hard ties. Sack with the fastest lap of the race.
Yeah.
But Nilsson's yet to make a stop. So Waddington's going to need to try and close that gap to try and get the lead back. And look at that. Yep, the gap is closing. The gap is closing. Definitely going to be interesting to see if Waddington can... Oh, hello. C-Wix ZY. What is this? Can I get in?
Yeah. Oh,
Okay, that's it.
uh,
But interestingly, Nilsson decides to stay out. He's going to try and do half distance, unless what I think Nilsson's going to try and do is go medium to soft.
those tyres are going to be screaming at him after a few laps time. They're going to be screaming.
Absolutely. It's a brave call from Nilsson. Is it going to pay off, though?
I done it in Mexico last year, and I could not wait until I went onto the soft tyre. Because you have to brake about 50 metres more into that corner, into any corner.
And Nilsson still stays out. He's done half the race on those medium tires. I think he's going mediums to softs.
It's going to be a brave move.
Oh my! Well, look at this. 5 cars battling now. My goodness me. Lopez is in, as is Tamer.
They're going to lose quite a lot of positions, but not as many as they would if they were up the top.
Absolutely.
Mediums and medium. Oh, and Tamer has got a front wing change.
And that means Lopez gets ahead. Lopez gets ahead of Tamer. Well, stays ahead of Tamer, actually. Lap 15 now, Nilsson in the lead, but that gap is starting to fall.
Nilsson's tyres are wearing a little. I can kind of see it. But
Yeah, with the way the gap is falling between himself and Waddington, yeah, that's definitely a sign. Nilsson, you're gonna need to pit. How long is he willing to stay out for, though?
if he pits now, he'll come out about third. Maybe fourth.
Yeah, because like I said during the build-up, you're looking at about 23. You're looking at about 22 to 23 seconds to make your pit stop and maintain position on track.
What does he go for? Another set of mediums and then softs at the end? Or
I can't see him. I can't see him wasting an unnecessary pit stop.
Or is he just gonna struggle through and hope for the best? Oh, and a walk up.
Yeah, Liam in the
like that.
Liam in the stream chat saying lap 19 or 20 for Nilsson to go on to the softs.
Maybe.
Just depending. We'll just see how it all plays out, because Waddington's now got the gap to under 19 seconds.
Cyclone, no. Ryan Hurricane.
Cyclone trying to get his way past Ledger for 5th place. Venom's got technical issues. Cyclone's going to have a Cyclone having a shot, but Ledger shuts the door. Cyclone's got the inside line. Oh, they almost touch.
Venom left. Was it?
Ledger stays ahead. That's like Venom's encountered a couple of technical issues. Lap 17.
Yeah, Philip Nielsen will be quite rapid at the end. I've invited Venom back to the game, so hopefully he gets that invite and joins back. Oh, and Cyclone went for Ledger. Nearly. Nilsson is going to be... Nilsson's probably got a podium position. Nothing goes wrong, he's got a podium.
Absolutely.
And this is the AI pitting Venom. I don't think he's going to be happy about that, but...
We've seen that happen so many times. And it's another set of mediums for Venom.
Yeah. It done it to me last year in Britain.
Yep, Venom's back in the lobby.
It nearly got me disqualified actually in Britain, because it put me from mediums to another set of mediums. I only had one lap to go, so I had to go into the pits and get the medium softs on.
Brilliant by Nilsson if he pulls it off, though. Yeah, absolutely. It'll be an inspired strategy choice. I mean,
yeah,
he must know something. He must know something we don't, as far as time management is concerned. But that gap is now down to under 18 seconds between himself and Waddington. And it was sacked with a time penalty. I thought it was Waddington with the penalty there.
I'm going to check with the penalties now.
Yeah. And still Nilsson stays out. Lap 19. This is round about the sort of area that Liam was predicting Nilsson would come in for a set of softs.
Well, the top four don't have penalties, but Ledger does.
Well, that's definitely going to be interesting. So as long as the top four can keep their noses clean, we could be in for a thrilling climax. And as I say that...
one more.
As I say that, JBL is right on the back of Waddington. This for second place. They're going to have a bit of traffic ahead of them.
Yes, Fiend with 3 seconds. Ooh, I hit the rubber against track. And the track will always win that one. Waddington going for that. Ooh, car.
Nilsson's in. Nilsson's in. Oh, safety car. Safety car. Oh my word. Absolute masterstroke from Philip Nilsson. An absolute masterstroke. But what brought out the safety car?
Venom spinning. Venom spinning.
Waddington's coming in.
Racing line.
Oh, heads up, Waddington's coming in, JBL's in, Path's in, Brush is in, all coming in for some... Oh my word! My goodness me! The top 4 are coming in for softs. Ladies and gentlemen, A, business just picked up, and B, grandstand finish time!
Oh. Oh, I've just done the dullest thing I've ever...
Liam,
I thought the
Liam's just
safety
said...
car was a car.
Was it Liam's just said he's pulled it off? Like I said, absolute masterstroke from Nilsson. If he had waited one more lap, he'd have lost the lead. This is gonna be some climax. Path, interestingly though, has gone for a set of mediums. Now,
Really?
my only guess with that is that he's run out of softs.
Or does he think that others are going for a more attacking approach and going to wear their tyres more, and he's going to pick it up right to the end? That could be...
That's an interesting perspective. Now you mentioned that. That is very interesting. If that somehow works in Path's favor, we could be looking at Path getting his first X1 win tonight.
It's happened before. I can't see it happening again, but it could happen. If they go quite attacking and lose it, Path's there to clean it all up.
Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, we're on to lap 21. We're on the safety car conditions because Venom had to change his had no front wing at all, and as a result had to change his nose altogether. So the running order on lap 21: Nilsson, Waddington, JBL, Path, Lopez, Penku, Ledger, Cyclone, Asmo, and Sack. That's your top 10.
Or he's just gone into the pits. For another set of mediums.
He must have run out of... Just like Path, he must have run out of softs.
Yeah. And you don't really want to be using used softs, do you? Realistically.
No.
I'll watch the back end of the grid when it restarts, and you watch the front. And let's see what happens.
So, like I said, grandstand finish because business just picked up with this safety car. Whoo, boy, are we in for some climax.
Yeah? Okay, what? If I clicked on... No, I have clicked onto the right thing. X3 are only on 7 laps.
I think what might have happened with them is they may have had to have done a lobby restart.
They're on lap 21 though. And it's
Here we go.
raining for them.
Well, here we go. Safety car's in. Grandstand finish time. 7 laps to go. Green flags out. Race time once again. Oh no!
Oh!
Front wings of... We've got front wings galore. Front wings are gone. And JBL's ahead of Wellington. But Waddington gets back ahead. My goodness me, what on earth has happened there?
I didn't even know I was too far up the grid.
What on earth happened there? Masterplane, Venom, Anderson, Ollie, Fiend, Danny, Oh my goodness me, what on earth happened to them?
Ooh! JBL with a time penalty.
That could be a game changer. That could be a game changer. And he's lost an end plate.
Who's that?
And we got a spinner there. That's one of the Alpha Tauris. I think it's Venom. Cyclone into third now. This is getting interesting. Waddington trying everything in his power to try and close the gap on Nilsson. This is gonna be some climax! Oh, almost losing the back end there. Oh, Path's had to come in. So that's Path off the podium.
I am back.
Master playing with a time penalty. Waddington down. Oh, here we go. Waddington 1.1. Oh, here we go. Is he gonna get within DRS range of Nilsson? Not on this occasion.
Oh, he's left the session. I'll invite them back quick.
Now, why do I get the feeling that this race is somewhat mirroring the Italian Grand Prix? It's been a race to forget for Ferrari. Oh, Waddington in DRS range. Oh, he was in DRS range, but he didn't get the DRS activated.
Waddington with the fastest lap.
He'll get a bonus point for that.
DRS enabled.
Yeah, but he hasn't got much ERS left. Nilsson is actually charging his up. Yeah.
Zach looking for a move. Is my timing screen right?
It's happened to me before. I'm kind of used to it at this point.
It looks like it is.
Here we go. Waddington's turned up. Is he gonna have DRS? No, he isn't. But again, Nilsson charging his up. Neither of them are gonna have DRS left by the end of the race at this point. 5 laps to go here. This is gonna be some climax. Waddington still no DRS. Gaps up to 1.3. He was, for a couple of brief moments, in DRS range. But now he's going to try and close that gap down again.
And JBL coming in for a pit stop.
Ah, it's a shame. He was doing so well for
Yeah.
his home race. And now he's going to be finishing out of the points.
Oh yeah, he's got hardly a front wing left.
Yeah, that's definitely not what he would have wanted. Yeah, I mean, this climax is definitely mirroring what happened between Gasly and Sainz at the end of the Italian Grand Prix.
JBL just nearly lost it just coming out of the pits. Ooh.
Oh, dearie me. I think what Waddington's going to need to do is he's going to need to charge his ERS up for the next lap or so he's got enough to get him through to the end of the race to try and keep the challenge on Nilsson alive.
Yeah.
1.5 seconds, 3 to go.
But he wants to stay there as well. So he wants to use some of the ERS now and again, but not as much as he has been.
Definitely the gap. Let's say that gap is starting to grow now. I think once I get this race exported onto YouTube, I might as well just subtitle it Italy 2.0.
And JBL has spun.
Oh no! And that was in the second to last corner as well.
Yeah. Danny's got him as well. And he is not going to be a happy bunny whatsoever.
And I will not blame him in the slightest. Two laps to go. The gap's going up, and Ollie's in the pits. He's retired from the race. Yeah, it's been a race to forget for Ferrari. Gaps up to 1.7 between Nilsson and Waddington.
I think JBL's got engine problems. Or is he just... Ah, no. No, he doesn't. What he's doing, he's charging his engine.
He's charging his ERS up.
Yeah. Oh, there's been a spin. Venom.
Oh, dearie me. It's all happening here, folks. We've got about 4 miles left. Oh, dearie me. Oh, and he spun it. He spun it again. At the same corner, he had a crash in qualifying earlier. Absolute nightmare for him.
Oh, and he spun it again.
Oh, dearie me. I think he's overcooked his tyres.
Ooh.
Here we go. Last lap. 1.4 seconds between Nilsson and Waddington. Here we go.
Saka's just overtaken Ledger.
That puts him into 4th. But of course, we've got to take penalties into account.
Yeah. And will Path do the job on Anderson? Will he do it on your main co-commentator?
He does. He's done it. We haven't really had a chance to discuss driver of the day.
True. And also, I don't know who to give it to. Because they've all been good.
Yeah, you've got like three or four contenders for that.
Yeah.
See what the penalty. But nevertheless, we're going to see what the penalties are like. Nilsson comes around the final corner, gaps up to 2 seconds, takes the checkered flag, and he keeps the win. Philip Nilsson wins the Chinese Grand Prix. Cyclone third, Sack fourth, Ledger fifth. I think right now I would definitely give it to Nilsson for doing so well with his tyre management, despite the bad start, and then the pit stop just before the safety car came out. Absolute masterstroke from Nilsson. I mean, got to be Nilsson driver of the day.
Yeah, and I would agree with that. That was madness, which he done with those tyres, and then somehow predicts when the safety car is going to come out.
Okay, Liam, if that's the case, you want to give me the lottery numbers for next week? I mean, for goodness sake, Liam bloomin' Mystic Mike, yeah. You want to give me the lottery numbers for next week? But yeah, another fantastic race on the tally. Waddington, fastest lap of the race, so that will soften the blow of not getting the race win.
They've given it to Asmo, but that is on some weird thing.
That's
yeah.
That's Codemaster's driver of the day because he made up the most places at the start. There you go. There's your podium. The only thing that's different about this podium compared to Italy is that Waddington is in a Haas, not an AlphaTauri.
And also,
that's the only thing that's different. That's the only thing that's different about this podium. Yes. Yes, there's that as well. But that's it. I'm definitely looking forward to when fans are able to get back into sporting events again. So let's have a quick recap of the results. You got Nilsson winning, Waddington second, Cyclone third, Sack fourth, Ledger fifth, Penku sixth, Asmo seventh, started 18th. Great drive for him. Lopez, first race back in X1, and he gets a points finish. Hurricane and Tamer, that rounds up the points. And then you've got Path, Anderson, Masterplane, Danny, JBL, Venom, Fiend, Colossal Brush, and Jaleb. And Ollie was the only non-finisher. And I think it was Path that got the fastest lap outside the top 10. I didn't get a chance. I didn't get
2 screenshots.
Yeah, I didn't get a chance to check properly the who got the fastest lap outside the top 10. But still, wow, what a race!
It was Path.
In Path it was, yeah, very well done to him for getting the fastest lap outside the top 10. So there we go. That is it for X1 this week. Next week we are heading to the Netherlands and the return to Zandvoort on the F1 calendar. So Path, thanks very much for joining me on commentary.
Path?
Jack. So Jack, thanks very much for joining me on commentary this week.
No worries. Anytime.
Yeah, and a big thank you to everybody that was watching at home. We've had 2 fantastic races today: the X1 in China and the Italian Grand Prix. What will X2 have in store? The only way to find out is to tune in at 8 PM, just about an hour from now, where you've got Anthony Waddington in the commentary box. We'll be looking forward to that. But until then, thanks for watching, thank you, and good night.